still have a lot of work that needs to be done.
Hey everybody, it's B Diz the Rockstar, part of SuperObvious. In this video, we're talking about the Saw X trailer and what we know so far. Let's go.
I'll be right back.
Hello, Detective Banks.
Come and get it!
Watch a few movies, take a few notes.
So we got to see the trailer for Saw X, and that shit looks freaking crazy. From the footage we've seen, the news that we had heard before does seem true, meaning that John Kramer goes to Mexico to get treatment for his cancer. What we know now that we didn't know before was that all the people that seem to be in these traps are medical staff that were supposed to have cured his cancer but completely lied and didn't. That's really messed up, to go through this whole surgery process, giving someone with a life-threatening sickness hope that you fixed them but didn't. Plus, we also don't even know how much this treatment could have cost, even if it was free. Kramer is a smart man, as we know, so the whole process of him being conned and fooled by anyone and everyone, including insurance reps, doctors, nurses, or even people that vouch for this process who were quote-unquote saved to sell John to go through this. The quote-unquote Peterson Project by Celia Peterson, named after her family or self of course, is in Norway and has decades of experience with cutting-edge medical treatment success to treat cancer, and trying to sell this message to the vulnerable is basically leaving the door open for those that are sick to contact them to learn more. They are preying on the weak and vulnerable that would do anything to cure the sickness that has a time clock on how long they will live. In my opinion, these people are worse than the insurance people from Saw 6, whose goals was to find any kind of flaw in their insurance so they could deny the patient coverage. In Saw X, they are screwing them over after having quote-unquote surgery, which would have the patient having hope that they could actually live their life. I wonder what these frauds could have given him or did to him to where he actually feels like he is cured for however long until he realizes that he is not. As we know, Saw X takes place between the first and second Saw movies. We see John sketching, which looks like to be the rat trap from Saw 3, which he had introduced as his personal favorite. This is cool because if X happens between Saw 1 and 2, he already had this Jigsaw trap being designed. And then he says he has a lot of work that needs to be done, which we know he means the traps, having accomplices, and this whole plan of how he makes the Saw 3 and beyond happen, even after he is dead. Next, of course we're going to talk about the traps. I'm going to talk about this more in another video, but we see what I think is called the brain surgery trap, which this guy has to perform brain surgery on himself to get a part of his brain out to get released. I'm sure he has a short time limit, and the stuff around his head and face seems like he will be electrocuted to death. There's another one, which is the trap that we've seen from the Saw X poster. This guy looks like he is getting his fingers broken and has these tubes attached to his eyes, which could drop some bugs, toxic liquids, or maybe even have his eyeballs sucked out of his face. There's also this lady that has this retraction wire around her neck, which looks like what Ryan had around his leg in Jigsaw, which ripped his leg into pieces, so imagine what that would do to somebody's neck. I didn't notice any characters from Saw or the Saw 2 timeline like Gordon, Strom, Hoffman, or his wife Jill, but the trailer ends with Amanda revealing herself, which is freaking awesome. But yeah, that's the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Saw X trailer. Are you stoked? What about the Jigsaw traps? Do you feel sorry for the people in the Jigsaw traps after they screwed John Kramer over with conning him to think he was cured? Like and share the video, subscribe to support the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Totally for sure.